Thank you for taking register for this webinar, and I'm assuring you that this will be worth your while. When you saw the notification for the live Q&A, I'm sure you must have wondered, what exactly is this live Q&A about? Well, our goal is simple. It's to tackle any challenge and provide real solutions when it comes to using market data tools. Now, specifically InfoWARE Market Data. So we'll start with a quick overview of the trading tool. That's InfoWARE Market Data Terminal, the InfoWARE GPT, and IDEA Trader. For those seeing them for the first time, we'll be doing an overview so you know what we're talking about. After that, we'll respond to some of your questions, the questions we've received from our support mail. And finally, we'll take your live questions in the Q&A box during the session. To kick things off, I'm going to be launching a poll, and this is just to take your feedback, right? To take your feedback and to get your concerns on your IMDT experience. So I would like everyone to please take this feedback. This is to help us serve you better. Please ensure you take this feedback. Thank you very much. All right, so leading today's walkthrough is our very own Abiodun Adebayo. Abiodun Adebayo is the product owner for InfoWARE Market Data and here at InfoWARE, and he'll be sharing tips to help you get the best out of the terminal, and he'll also be responding to your question. Best believe you are going to get useful information you need to ensure that your experience using the InfoWARE Market Data Terminal is superb and is the best. And all right, so without further delay, Abiodun, it's great to have you here. We're ready to get answers to these burning questions on our users' minds and learn how they can make the most of IMDT. Thank you, Abiodun. All right, so while Abiodun gets ready, I would like to also mention that we'll be taking Q&A, question and answers live. So if you have any question, you could drop it in the Q&A chat box and we'll be responding to the questions live. Thank you very much. Abiodun, you can go ahead.
Right. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you very much, Toluwase, for that wonderful introduction. So while we're kicking off, I want to welcome everybody. Welcome to this webinar session, and it's good to have every one of you here. So just like what my colleague mentioned, so we are here to give you an overview of IMDT Terminal, IDEA Trader, and also IWGPT, and also answer your questions, take questions, hear your feedbacks. So to kick things off, I will be sharing my screen. So Toluwase, please confirm when you can see my screen.
Okay, Abiodun. All right, I can see your screen. Please go ahead.
All right, thank you very much. So just like what my colleague mentioned, so before we go into the Q&A for today, I'll be taking us through a quick overview of IMDT. I'm sure many of us on this call are familiar with IMDT, IDEA Trader, and if you are not familiar with all of these products, this is also a very good time for you to know of the capability and the efficiency of this market data terminal, the trading engine, and also InfoWARE GPT. So just like what you're seeing on my screen right now, this is called InfoWARE GPT. This is called InfoWARE GPT. So, I'm sure we are much familiar with all the AIs out there, more like the ChatGPT, the Geminis, and the likes. So InfoWARE GPT is an AI that is primarily, primarily developed to, for the Nigerian capital market. So, it covers any questions you might have, any inquiries you might have concerning what is going on in the Nigerian capital market. And it does not only even stop there. It can help you do your analysis, give market summary, give you recommendation. So, as we go along, you will see many more of these capabilities and what the IWGPT is actually capable of doing. So just like what you're seeing on my screen. So through the course of this Q&A,
Okay, Abiodun.
All right, thank you very much. So my colleague will drop the URL to these on the call. So just like what you're seeing on my screen, the InfoWARE GPT, just like what I said earlier, it covers you doing analysis, answering any questions you might have, any inquiries you might have concerning the Nigerian capital market. And it does not even only stop there. Just like what you're seeing on my screen right now, what was done right here is just basically going to my Idea Trader account. I know many of us are familiar with Idea Trader accounts. Going to my Idea Trader account and then copying out all the stocks I have in my portfolio, and I just pasted it right there on the AI. And what it does, even without any action item, I just pasted it there and I click enter. And what it does was just, analyze all the stocks I have in my portfolio for me, give me recommendations, give me steps and I want to consider taking. And if you are seeing my screen, if you take note of the time spent to do all this analysis, it's just 20 seconds. I don't know of any portfolio analyst out there that could give you this amount of, this amount of information, this amount of recommendation, and this amount of analysis within that time frame. And not just only that alone, I said it goes beyond just even asking questions. It can give you analysis. It can, help you, give you recommendations. You can ask various type of questions concerning the Nigerian capital market. Anything that is not clear to you there, you just go there and then you get clarity, you get more insight. And also, I would like to also state one thing here that, one thing about InfoWARE as a company is that one thing that we found so very interesting is that we understand that yes, between investors, between traders and the Nigerian capital market, there is a bridge, there is a gap. And that gap is what we are standing to bridge so that, you as a regular investor, as a seasoned trader, you can have easy access to a lot of market data information that can aid your trading and aid your decision making. So another thing that is so very interesting about the InfoWARE AI GPT is that if you go to the, it's like what you're seeing on my screen right now, if you look at the left corner here, you will see the chart history. Compared to what the regular AIs that we have out there, though you have your chart history, but then it doesn't give you per each day. So, but on InfoWARE AI GPT, you can be able to narrow down. To any history that to your past chart history, and then to be able to see anything that you actually asked in the time past. So that if you want to make any reference to it or for any future recommendation. So that about InfoWARE AI GPT. That's just a quick overview. As we go through along the course of the session and the course of the Q&A, you will see how you can put all these products into good use. I'm sure many of us that are seeing my screen now, this is what we call InfoWARE Market Data Terminal. I'm sure we are all familiar with this and we have all been interacting with this terminal right before now. But if you are not familiar with this, then this is also an opportunity for you to see the effective use of this terminal. So what you're seeing on my screen is the market view. This is where you actually gain access to all the stocks on the market, where you see their information ranging from the price, to how they are doing, to their bids and offers. This actually gives you an understanding of how those stocks are faring in the market. And it even goes beyond that. Right there on the market view, you are also able to do what we call technical analysis by just clicking on the technical indicator right there. After you've actually clicked on the stock, you can just go ahead and click on the technical indicator, and that will give you a technical analysis of how that stock is doing, and then the recommendation of what you might want to consider doing concerning that particular stock. If you are seeing my screen now, this one is saying strong buy for Zenith Bank as at when this was taken. So, InfoWARE Market Data Terminal, it also goes beyond that. It also aids both your fundamental analysis, your technical analysis, just like what you're seeing on my screen. It also allows you to view the chart, and not just for a particular period. One interesting thing about Nigerian capital market is that both your historical data and every other thing, all these are combined together to actually aid your decision making. That's why on the terminal you have access to historical data. You can go as far back in time to see the chart, to see the chart and to see how the stock has been faring, so that you can know the decision to make concerning this stock. That is why you see that you can also change the period of the chart. You can even use a custom view to choose your start date and your end date. And not just only that alone, it also allows you to add your indicators, from your RSI, your MACD. And I don't know if you are familiar with RSI. RSI is a relative strength index, which actually functions with the overbought level and the oversold level. The overbought level is 70, while the oversold level is 30. So what that means is that when a line of chart of the RSI on a particular stock is tending towards 70, which is the overbought level, there's every tendency that that line of chart will come back down. So, that is that about the RSI. And also on the chart, you're also able to add your moving average, either your 50-day moving average, your 200 or your 15-day moving average. Right now on this chart, this particular chart, the 50-day moving average and the 15-day moving average is added. That is why you can see them on the chart. So it goes way beyond that. And also on the InfoWARE Market Data Terminal, we have what we call trading command. Me personally, I call this guy right here the library of IMDT, because this is where all the your market data information is being housed on the IMDT. That's why we call it trading command. And just like what you're seeing on my screen, it houses a lot of commands that you can use to gain access to a lot of information in the capital market. Either you want to see price list, you want to see how a stock has been faring based on their performance, equity performance, you want to see dividend yield of any stock, you can just go there and get the particular command that speaks to that. And one thing we found so interesting is that we understand that, yes, we might be new to the whole ecosystem. That is, you might not actually know which of the commands houses the particular information you are looking for. That is why the search column here comes in handy. So one thing about this particular search column is that when you get to the search column, based on the information you are looking for, you just put the keyword there. And at default, it is set to by description. So you just put the keyword of the particular information, particular data you want to get. As soon as you put in the keyword, what the system will do is that it will narrow through the terminal and then zero out. This is what you're seeing on my screen. Every other command is zero out. Just the command that contains price list is actually having a metric system and then expanded. So take, for example, now, just like what you are seeing on my screen, if you're looking for price list or NGX or anything relating to any particular data, all you just need to do is just to put in the keyword that speaks to that particular data, and then you'll be able to see just like what you're seeing on my screen. And then you can also go ahead to click on view now and also see. We will get to see more functionalities of and how to put all this into good use as we go along the session. Then where we are is what we call IDEA Trader. Just like I said, this is like an overview to give us a refresher of each of all these products. If I'm sure we are all familiar with, and to others that are new to this, so that we can also get more acquainted with it. So IDEA Trader is where you actually lock in your trades. So IDEA Trader even goes beyond trading. You can also use it, to manage your portfolio, analyze your portfolio, see how your stock is faring. This is where, after you've made all your research, after you've done your analysis on IMDT, this is where you now, key in your trades. And earlier I said it goes beyond trading. You can also use it to analyze your portfolio, to see how your portfolio is doing by just clicking on the analyze my portfolio. This will actually give you a breakdown of how your portfolio is doing, give you actions you might want to consider performing concerning each of the stocks in your portfolio, and also give you recommendations on things you might want to consider doing concerning your portfolio. And one interesting thing about InfoWARE product and InfoWARE ecosystem is that once you are registered on any of the product, either IMDT or IDEA Trader or the InfoWARE GPT, your credentials are carried out in the sense that you can use that same credentials to access any of our other products. That is one interesting thing, because we stand to make your trading journey, to make your analysis, to make the way you actually relate to the market, to make it much more easier. So with that being said, I'll be taking us through some of the questions that we've been receiving from you, and then so that just to provide feedbacks to them before we even go ahead to take your questions. So this one right here is saying, I am interested in opening a brokerage account with you and would like to know if this is possible. Kindly provide information on the account opening process, including the requirements, steps involved, and any supporting documentation that may be needed. So to go ahead, I would like to first state that we are not a brokerage company, we are a software solution provider. But the sweet thing is that let me say more than 80% of the trades that goes out that goes into the Nigerian market, into the stock market, is being processed from our application. So that is what gives us leverage above every other software vendor you are seeing out there. So we are not a brokerage company, but then we have a lot of brokerage company that uses our application. And to open an account is just very, very easy, just by you going to either your Play Store or your App Store and download the IDEA Trader app. So by searching for the word IDEA, IDIA. So once you download the IDEA Trader app, you are able, then you register for the app, and as soon as you register on the app, then you can now go ahead to select any broker of your choice. That is, if you don't have a broker yet, then after registering on the app, then you go ahead to select any broker of your choice. But if you already have a broker, you just to look for your broker in the list of the brokers on the application, and then you go ahead to sign in. But in a case whereby you don't have an account with any broker yet, then after you register on the app, then you go ahead to select a broker, and then you fill the form as required by the broker for the KYC. You submit all the required documents, and then let me just take us back a few slides. So as soon as you are done with your account creation, what you are going to get is exactly what you are seeing on my screen, that is saying success. Your profile has been successfully completed, and it is now under review by your broker. So this is the point where the broker you selected will now review the account you've created based on their requirements and then approve your account accordingly. Then you are now welcome aboard the Nigerian stock market. So going ahead to the next question we have, this is saying creating of account, funding and trading in the Nigerian stock market. I already showed us how you could actually create an account from the IDEA trader. So let me now take us right into how you can actually trade and how you can actually fund your account. Okay, so I'm logging into my account. So the question that says how to fund your account and trading in the Nigerian stock market. Take for example now you are a new you are a new investor or a new trader. You've registered on the app. You've registered on the app, and then your account has been approved, and then you've logged in successfully into the application. Then as a new trader, you have to fund your account. So by just coming to the app, and then let me also state one thing here that, earlier I said the application is a mobile application where you can get either on your Play Store or your App Store. But for the purpose of this of this session, so that we can have a broader view, that is why you are seeing a web view of the application. So the web view is also the same, it also has the same view as you see it on your mobile application. So by just clicking on the radio button here, then you go to deposit funds. So once you go to deposit funds, then all you just need to do is to key in the amount you want to fund your account with. Then you click on transfer cash, and then you agree with terms and conditions, and then you click on proceed, and that will take you to how you actually fund your account. I would also like to state something here. Earlier I said over here at InfoWARE, we are full of innovations, and then we stand to make your trading, make how you approach the market much more seamless. We are we're also looking into having an integration whereby you can easily, from your IDEA trader account, you can easily go to your mobile, to your banking app, and make a transfer and to your trading account, and then you will have it there. So this is how you actually fund your account. And then over to the last part of the that says trading in the Nigerian stock market. So let me take us back to the dashboard. So one thing about InfoWARE is that either you are a novice, you are a beginner, or you are a seasoned expert. We don't leave anyone hanging. So take for example, you are even new to this whole market, and then you are still trying to find your feet, understand what is going on, how to buy and how to sell. On your dashboard, you click on Trade Wizard. So when you click on Trade Wizard, it will ask you, what would you like to? And if you look at this prompt that is saying market is currently closed. So at this hour, market is currently closed because market trading hour is between 10 o'clock in the morning and 2:30 p.m. in the afternoon. So when you click on what would you like to do, if you come here during market session, you will see market is currently open in a green dialog. So you ask what we like to do. So as a new trader, you want to actually buy. Then you click on buy. When you click on buy, then on the application we have categorized all the stocks in what we call amazing opportunities, ranging from best performing stocks to stocks that pay the highest dividend. So we have a lot of opportunities there. And if you want to see all the stocks, you can just click on all, and then you see. So based on your own preference, if you click on best performing stocks, you are able to see the stocks that belong to that category. Then you can click on the stocks that you want to actually buy. Then it will now ask you, how do you want to buy? Market order in Naira, market order in shares, or limit order. So the difference between market order in Naira and market order in shares is that market order simply means that you are buying at a particular market at the current market price. But the difference between the Naira and the shares is that for the Naira, you are buying a particular amount of stocks in Naira, while the system will calculate the equivalent unit of that shares for you. While in shares, you are buying a unit of shares, the system will calculate for you the amount in naira. While for limit order, you are the one that is specifying the price you want to approach the market. So when you click on market order in naira, then you click on continue, then you are able to actually put in the amount that you want to buy. Let's say, for example, you want to buy 5,000 naira worth of academy. When you click on preview order, the system will tell you based on this amount, you are able to purchase 601 units of academy, and this is the current price of the stock. I know you might be looking down below and you are seeing estimated value of trade is 5,598. So the additional money you are seeing there is as a result of the broker you are connected. All these brokers, they have what we call statutory fee that that is liable for you to pay to them based on SEC. So SEC is called Security Exchange Commission. So that regulatory body that deals with how orders are being managed in the market. So based on the broker that's related to you, have to select there are fees that are actually accompanied with any trades you are placing in the market. And as soon as you are done, you click on submit and your trade gets executed in the market. And if you want to see your trade status, you come here and click on trade status, and then you will see all the orders you've placed, then they will be shown right here. So that is that about how to fund your account and how to trade in the Nigerian stock market. Let's say that how to deposit money to trade with and how to buy and sell stocks. So we've answered that question just now. So I'm going to say is how do I know the stock to buy and when to buy them? This is where your analysis comes in. How do I know the stock to buy and when to buy them? Let me just take us through a quick, what I call a quick journey of how to approach this. Earlier I talked about the InfoWARE GPT, where you are able to ask any questions relating to the Nigerian stock market. Just by coming here, you click on sign up, and then you are able to sign up, and then you are signing in. So as soon as you sign in, so take for example now, based on what we just saw that says, how do I know the stock to buy and when to buy them? You as even a new investor, you could just even come to the AI, to the InfoWARE GPT and ask that particular question. So take for example now, just like what you are seeing on my screen that says, how do I know the stock to buy and when to buy them? And then the terminal will actually give you a thorough stage-by-stage analysis or approach to actually tackle this. You say that it says identify candidates with fundamental analysis. That is, you have to analyze the stocks in the market. Then it's not telling you, and from there you can even see the list of stocks that is now suggesting for you. Then from there you can even now go ahead to say, okay, then your curiosity becomes increased. You can also go ahead to say, okay, what are the top 3 stocks I can even buy and get dividends or even make profits on? Then based on the latest data, then you can even see the stocks that have been highlighted. One interesting thing is that based on your questions, before you are curious about the stocks to buy, but now you are having idea on the particular stock that you might want to consider buying. Then you can now go from here, then head over to IMDT and click on any of those stocks. Click on any of those stocks, see their bids and offer, see how they're doing in the market, see and then even see the technical indicator, see what is actually projecting at that particular point in time. Then you can also go ahead to view their chart and then start doing your technical analysis by just clicking on the chart, and then you can now add your indicators, and then you go ahead to start doing your analysis. You can add your indicators, and just like few of the younger generations, we prefer to see the charts in candlestick. So you could actually change this to candlestick and then select a period you want to view for, add your indicators. Then this will actually give you a much more wider view to how that stock is actually faring in the market. And then this will now actually aid all these products, both the IMDT and InfoWARE AI GPT. They are able to actually aid your decision making and how you want to actually approach the market. So after you actually ask all these questions from the AI GPT, you could now come over to IMDT to do your technical analysis, and then at the end of all this, your mind will actually be on a particular line to the particular stock you would like to actually purchase. And after all your analysis, you could now go over to the to your data account, then to actually place the trade on that particular stock. So going ahead to the next question that says, how can I obtain the data on various sectoral indices of NGS from inception of the index to date? If we follow through this question is coming from a perspective of a professional standpoint, someone that understands what the NGS indices is for and what it actually wants to derive from reviewing all the indices. So this question, you can actually get all this information by just heading over to your IMDT. You know, earlier I said the trading command houses all the market data information on IMDT. And just like I showed us earlier, that if you are looking for a particular information and you don't know the command that houses that information, you could just come over to the search column and then just type in the keyword NGX. And then the system is going to do what? It's going to zero out all the command that does not contain that particular keyword and highlight for you the one that contains your keyword. Then you could now further drill down to the one that actually suits your request. So based on NGX index, so this is the command that houses all the NGX index. So either for the NGX exchange traded fund, or the equity index on the NGX performance, or the equity indexes on the NGX, or even the NGX bank index makeup. So you could just come here and then click on view now. You could also use the date toggler to actually select the particular date that you want to view for. You know, you could go as far back in time to review any of the index makeup that you want to view for, and then you have access to it just at the click of a button. So that is how you could actually approach getting the NGX sectoral indices from the IMDT. The next question says, how do I go about buying any ETF on your platform? So you could actually approach this from the IDEA trader standpoint, or even also from IMDT. You know, earlier I said IMDT covers your analysis, your research, either your fundamental technical analysis. You could also use IMDT for trading. But you know, the key difference between trading from IDEA trader and trading from IMDT is that, you know, on IDEA trader, it is called a trade wizard. You know, it gives you a step-by-step approach to how you could actually understand buying and selling from the market. So this one is saying, how do I go about buying any ETF on your platform? So by just going to your trade wizard, like I showed us earlier, you click on buy, then you go ahead, if you scroll all the way down, you see ETF. Then you are able to click on the ETF. Then you can see all the ETFs, like then you can see all the stocks under the ETF. Then you can go ahead to click on any of them. And the step is as what I showed us earlier when you want to buy from the market. And also, if you want to approach that from your IMDT, you know, also from your IMDT, you know, take for example, you are a professional that understands how to actually trade on the terminal itself. You know, on IDEA Trader, it gives you a step-by-step approach. But on the terminal itself, you can just, you know, at your login, it is defaulted to the premium board. You can click on the drop-down arrow here to go to all board or locate the ETF board. Then you are able to actually access the ETF. So the plus icon is how you buy, while the minus icon is how you sell. By just clicking on it, you are able to actually put in your orders. So that is that about that particular question. And going ahead to this one says that where to locate my platform as to know how my shares are fared. You know, this is, you know, you want to review your portfolio, you want to understand how your portfolio is actually faring. So that can be, you know, earlier I said for your IDEA trader, it covers how you actually review your portfolio, analyze your portfolio, see how your stock is actually faring. So for you to see how your stock is faring, you could just log into your IDEA trader, come over to your dashboard. Then on your dashboard, you are able to see all the stocks in your portfolio. And not just only that, you see the stocks, you see their quantity, that is the unit of the stocks that you are having, and their market value. The market value is the current price of the stock multiplied by the unit of the stock that is in your portfolio. Then you're able to see the percentage change of that stock. You know, either you are in profit or you are in loss. You know, this will give you a view of how your portfolio is actually faring. And it does not even stops there. It also allows you to see your portfolio value over time. You know, this will give you an understanding of your trading journey, when your portfolio was at its highs and its lows, you know, to give you a look and feel of how your trading has been so far, so that, you know, this will even enable you to know where to tighten your loose end and when to do much further research to actually understand how the market operates. And you can see this in any period, either a month, 3 months, 6 months, or even a year. And it does not stop there. Another thing on IDEA Trader is that we have what we call an AI portfolio analyst. What this does is that it helps you analyze your portfolio based on the stocks in your portfolio, and then give you recommendation, let you know how your portfolio is actually faring. By just clicking on analyze my portfolio, you are able to understand how your portfolio is doing. The system will actually give you a thorough breakdown of your portfolio, let you know how risky your portfolio is, and give you things that you might consider doing concerning the stocks in your portfolio. By just, you know, it will list out all the stocks in your portfolio for you, and then based on how those stocks are performing in the market, it's not going to give you what we call signals on what you might consider doing on that particular stock. You know, if you are seeing my screen, you are seeing neutral, strong buy, strong sell, and the likes. You know, based on how that stock is actually faring in the market, and you are also able to see the sectors that the stocks your portfolio belongs to. You know, this gives you understanding of how your portfolio is actually faring. Then moving ahead to the next question that says, please, can you explain how the fund market data account fund can be used? As I can see a note that says, this will not fund your brokerage account. So this is a very interesting question. So on the IMDT terminal, you have the opportunity to actually fund your IMDT account. So funding your IMDT account either from this guy right here, or by just going over, or by just coming over to your account tab and
Okay, Abiodun.
All right, thank you very much, Oluwaseun. So funding your market data account, actually, it does not fund your brokerage account, because, on the IMDT, this is a full-blown terminal that covers a whole wide range of things, from your analysis to even your research reports. So, funding your market data account actually allows you to have access to research reports from, we have from ProShare, from FDC. So, and funding your market data account is on a pay-as-you-go service, just like how you subscribe for data. And even on your account info, you are able to see, if you click on get transaction log, you are able to see how all the funds in your account, how you actually put them into use. So funding market data account actually allows you to actually make use of, have access to the research report on the terminal. To the research reports on the terminal. So in the moment now, I will show us some of the research reports. We have from ProShare, we have from FDC, we have from Otto Steven. All of the research reports are being published on the terminal. So you can access that even by going to the trading commands, menu. So I will come to that shortly. So let's go ahead to the next question that says, please, how do I get withdrawals from my account? As a trader, you've actually put in trades, you've locked in your profit, and then you want to make withdrawals from your account. So how do I make withdrawals from my account? So you can make withdrawals from your account by coming to the menu that says cash request. So when you click on cash request, you are able to put in the amount you want to make withdrawals from, based on your available balance as seen on your dashboard. So all your other information are already pre-populated based on what you selected during your account creation. So the only form you can actually edit is the amount you actually want to withdraw. So once you put in the amount, you are able to click on send request. So as soon as you click on send request, the request is sent to the broker you are connected to, and then they process the request and then fund your account immediately. So that is about how you could actually get withdrawals from your account. Then next one says how to add and manage multiple brokerage accounts. So one interesting thing about the Eager Trader is that, take for example, now you could have different accounts with different brokers. So for example, now if you're looking at the top corner, you are seeing a broker. So this is what we call a broker logo. So this makes you know the broker you are on. So this one is APT for this particular account. So take for example, you have different accounts with different broker. You can actually manage all your accounts on Eager Trader without having to go from one application to the other application by just clicking on manage account. When you click on manage account, you are able to switch to your other account. So and even apart from that, you can also make an account default. And what that means is that when you log into your Eager Trader account, it is that account that you will get into straight away if you make an account default. So if you want to switch to your other account, after you click on manage account, then you click on switch to, then you are able to switch to your broker switch to successfully. Then if I go to the dashboard, you will see that this account is different from my second account that I have been showing us so far. So earlier I wanted to show us some of the research reports on the terminal. So by just clicking on the ProShare analyst report, you are able to see their research reports on the terminal. So earlier I said funding your brokerage account will allow you to have access to some of the research reports from these publishers. So you are able to see the research reports on the terminal. And you could also access that by going to your trading command and typing reports in the search club, just like I showed us earlier. So that is that about how you could actually move from one account to the other, and how to actually gain access to the research reports on the terminal. So with that, I'll be handing over to my colleague Toluwase now, so that we could take the questions that we have from the Q&A. So thank you very much, Toluwase.
Wow, Abiodun, thank you very much for those insightful answers. I'm sure our audience, they've gained a lot already and might have follow-up questions, which we'll get into in a minute. Just a reminder, if you haven't taken the poll yet, please do. Your feedback is very important to us. And remember, you can still drop your questions in the Q&A box as we begin answering your submissions. So Abiodun, I'm going to go ahead now and read out some questions for you to answer. Please, you can still drop your questions in the Q&A box. We are here to answer your questions. Thank you. So the first question here is, I have a Betiva trading account. When I log into the Betiva Trader website, there is a link that will take me to the IMDT website. Do I still need to sign up to the Idia Trader again?
Sorry, Toluwase, please, can you take the last part of that question again?
Okay,
Apologies on
so
that.
the person is asking that they already have a trading account with Betiva. Do they still need to sign up on Idia Trader again?
Okay, so if you have an account with Betiva, so signing up on Idia Trader allows you to actually have access to your broker, I mean Betiva, through Idia Trader. So one interesting thing is that Betiva is also part of brokers using our application. So this will even give you more leverage to have access to your account. And not just only that, take for example, if you have multiple accounts with other brokers, you could also still manage that. So you don't have to. So all you need to do is just to sign up on the app itself, so that you can actually, from the app, have access to your Betiva account. So because once you log into the app, you are able to see Betiva in the list of brokers on the application. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you for that clarification. Another question here is, what is the difference between price and order book?
Okay, so the difference between price and order book, so just like the name implies, price book are the prices of the orders as they are coming in the market, while the order book shows you each of all the orders and their volumes as they are being traded in the market. And mind you, this is in real time. Earlier when I showed us, let me quickly share my screen and show us something quickly. So earlier, so if you are seeing my screen, please confirm if you can see my screen, please, before I go ahead.
Yes, I can see your screen, Abiodun.
All right, thank you very much. So you see, so it is because we are on the terminal now at market close. Earlier I said the market closes at 2:30. I would like everyone on this call by tomorrow, when market opens at 10 o'clock, log into your IMDT account and click on any stock for you to see the price book and the order book. You notice that they are updating because it is in real time. So just to answer your question, the difference between price book, just like the name implies, is the orders and so the orders and their prices, as they are coming in the market, while the order book is the volume of the orders per each trade. And another thing is that the price book and the order book, if I see my screen, we have the bids and the offer. So the bids is the sell orders. The bid is the buy orders, while the offer or the ask is the sell orders. Thank you very much, Toluwase. I don't know if there are any other questions.
Yes, we have more questions. Also, please keep your questions coming. We are here for you. We are here to answer your questions. All right. So someone asked a question. I'm new to the platform. Please, is there any subscription fees to access all these products?
Oh, you see, earlier I said, one interesting thing, and I really like this one because we get a lot of this question most of the time, that, okay, what are the things attached to this? Is there any fee? Am I paying anything? Earlier I said, we in InfoWARE, we observe what is happening in the Nigerian market. I feel like, yes, there is a very, very big gap between the market and then the data to actually understand the market and investors or traders. And that is where we have come to bridge that gap, so that you could have easy access to required information to actually understand what is happening in the market. So there is no fee, no subscription to actually getting aboard any of these applications, either the IMDT, IDEA Trader, or even the InfoWARE AI GPT. And just like I said earlier, your credentials, once you sign up on any of the products, your credentials is carried along and all of them. And one thing is that because we in InfoWARE, we are full of innovations. Every now and then we are bringing up new things to make your trading journey easier, simpler, and very, very seamless. So as soon as we bring up new products, you don't have to sign up. So your same credentials, you just need to access that product. So when you're coming about any of these products, it comes with no fee, it comes with no charge. The only place you pay money is when you want to fund your account to perform buy and sell operation in the market. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for that answer, Abiodun. We have another amazing question. And the question is, can you run all this analysis if your broker is not listed on the app? That's the IDEA Trader app.
Okay, if your broker, so when you say analysis, so analysis and trading, when you say if your broker is not listed on the trader on the trading app, I know that we are seeing my screen right now, and you could see that on my IMDT account, you are seeing my broker logo. That is because that my account is linked to a broker. And earlier I said your credentials is carried along across board. So I could move from my IDEA Trader to my IMDT. That is why my broker logo is showing. But if for example, now you are signing up, you are on this call now, and this is your first time you are hearing about all these products, and you are now going ahead to go and sign up on IMDT. You could access, I know IMDT is a terminal on its own for analysis, for research, and every other thing. So if presently you are not linked to a broker, you still have access to the terminal to do analysis, to even have understanding of the terminal. Even while on this call, I'll show you something real quick. By just going to the education tab, on the IMDT, you are able to see what we call short videos that will even give you understanding of all of these things that I've been talking about, so that you could, even if you are new to the whole system, so that you could have a basic understanding of how to approach each of all these menus on the terminal and also on IDEA Trader. But the only thing you have to do now is that when you're on the terminal, you can do your analysis, you can do your research right there on the terminal. But where you now need a broker is if you actually want to start placing in trades. That is where you have to actually register with a broker. So on IMDT, you could access the terminal, do your analysis. On InfoWARE AI GPT, you could go there, ask questions, do analysis, get recommendations, get summary, understand what is going on in the capital market. But on IDEA Trader, that is where the trading actually comes in. So on IDEA Trader, you could only sign up, but if you want to actually put in trades, buy and sell, have a portfolio that you can monitor and you can track and analyze, you have to be linked to a broker.
Okay, thank you very much. I have an interesting question here. And it says, what makes InfoWARE different from other platforms?
Oh, what makes InfoWARE different from other platforms? A whole wide range of things. Because tell me, earlier I showed us something real quick. Let me just bring that back on my screen. Let me bring that back on my screen real quick. So what makes InfoWARE, I really love that question. What makes InfoWARE different from other platforms? Imagine you having all these, let me call them brothers now, because they are like brother in arms. Imagine you having all these brothers, InfoWARE GPT, IMDT, and IDEA Trader. You don't have to leave the InfoWARE ecosystem. You could, from your AI, ask questions, get recommendations, have stocks that you could actually have in mind. Okay, after you actually ask them there, from over there, you can now take those stocks over to IMDT terminal to even go and do a deep dive into each of all those stocks, see their historical data. And one thing about InfoWARE is that we have a whole lot of market data ranging from as far back as 20 years ago, as far back as far as that. Even apart from that, if I come over here and I show us something real quick, I'm trying to bring up something on the screen. Okay. So see now, I say, how do I know which stock to buy and when to buy them? Look at the response time, 27 seconds. Now imagine you are on another platform where they make use of a portfolio analyst right now. So imagine you asking the portfolio analyst that question. I don't see an analyst out there that will give you recommendations, give you market summary with this short time frame. They still have to go over maybe to NGX, get paperwork and start reviewing. But that is what makes InfoWARE stand out. And I also like to put something out there that earlier I said more than 80% of the trades going on in the Nigerian stock market is being processed from InfoWARE application. So now see the level of the level of, of the excellence and innovative ideas that we have over here at InfoWARE. So all these things are what actually make us actually stand out from every other platforms out there. So with InfoWARE, so within InfoWARE ecosystem, we have you covered. Either you are a novice, you are a beginner, you don't even understand what is happening in the market. You could actually approach each of all these platforms to ask anything that is bothering your mind. Take for example, now I'm new to this whole thing. I don't understand what is buy and sell. I don't understand what is stock. I could come to the AI here, ask questions, understand what is going on. I could go over from there, go and do my analysis, look at the charts, look at their quotes, their financial statements. I could go over there to IDEA Trader and put in my trades. That is like a 3-in-1 bag just coming to you without any cost. So with InfoWARE, we have you covered. So thank you very much. I hope I'm able to answer that question.
Yes, you were. I have another interesting question. Please, is there any advantage in having more than one broker?
So is there any advantage in having more than one broker? So let me say that's based on each investor's preference. Let me say I as a person, I might want to have my portfolio with a single broker, so that I could just have them there and then that yes, my portfolio is sitting down with this. Let's say for example now Vertiva, a particular broker. Then another person might feel like yes, I want to balance out my funds. I want to have an account with this broker, have an account with this broker, so that I could actually have my funds everywhere. All these, even though we are all here to understand what's happening in the market and everything, but the major goal of we approaching the market is to actually make profit from the market. So you could actually balance out all your funds, different with different and various brokers for you to actually level out your playing game. So it is based on each investor. You could decide to have your account just with a broker, and you could decide to have multiple accounts, just like how we have our accounts out there with our banks. Some people have just one single account that all their funds is sitting in, while some people have like more than 10 accounts. Since there is no law holding you having more accounts, then it's based on your personal choice. Yes. Thank you very much for the question.
Yes. All right. I would like to ask another question, and I would really want you to touch on this. So someone is asking, can I access a free invest on IDEA Trader? Now, I would love you to explain if a particular broker is not on IDEA and a customer or a participant wants to register on IDEA, how can they access their brokerage accounts?
Okay, that is a very, very interesting question. So take for example now, you've signed up on the mobile app on IDEA Trader, and then your broker is not part of the list of brokers. One thing that you could do is, number one, you could reach out to your broker that yes, you found out about this amazing application and you really love to make use of this application to manage your account. After reaching out to them, you could also reach out to us. Then we will even help you do do like a formal reach out to your broker, and then from there the whole journey kickstarts.
Well, that's interesting. Okay, so someone asked, is there a feature in InfoWARE that gives you daily market summary?
Oh, that's a very interesting thing. So, earlier, if you have listened along, I've been mentioning market summary, analysis, every other thing. So you could even come to your to the AI and ask, okay, yes, give me a daily market summary as of today. But then, if you even don't want to go to the route of asking that question, on IMDT, if you go to your IMDT account, then if you go to the analyst research, that's one. If you go to the analyst research, then there's what we call InfoWARE AI Analyst Summary, InfoWARE AI Analyst. Then also we have what we call Finance Portal. So let me quickly bring up the Finance Portal on the screen. So at the close of market each day, the InfoWARE AI will actually give you a daily market summary of all the activities that happened in the market. You see, just like what I'm seeing right now. As at this is today, Thursday, August 14th, then it gives you the summary of what has happened in the market as at that day. So you can actually approach the daily market summary from the Finance Portal one, from the IMDT, and even based on your own personal site, you could even come to the AI and ask that, give me a daily market summary and then you get right to that. But if you don't want to go through the stress of you are going to go through other routes. If you want, if you want like if you want it right there on your screen without even going through any hassle, you could go to the finance portal. You see, this is even another add-on to what I've been talking about all along. So even on the finance portal, you are able to see the daily market summary of all the things that happen in the market each day. So at the close of market, the AI analyzes what happens in the market and gives you what we call the daily market summary. Thank you very much, Toluwase.
Thank you very much, Abiodun. So someone is asking a question. Please, where can one see the bids and offer of any stock?
So the bids and offer on any stock. So when you go to your IMDT terminal, then when you log into IMDT terminal, it actually defaults you to the market view. Earlier I said as default, it is defaulted to the premium board. On the stock market, we have different type of board. We have premium board, we have equity board, we have ETFs and the likes. So take, for example, if you want to see for all boards or for all the stock, you can just come here and click on all board, and that will show you all more than 300 stocks on the market, 357 on the market. So if you want to see the bids and offer, you just by clicking on the stock, then it will load the bids and offer for you. Then you are able to see the bids and the offer. Earlier I mentioned that it is static now because this is already market closed. No activity is going on in the market. But when you log into your account, your terminal tomorrow, between the hour of 10 a.m. and 2:30, you will see as all these orders are coming in. And even apart from the bids and offer, let me also tell you one thing. You can also see what we call the market activity history. This guy right here shows you all the orders as they are coming in the market. You see that right now is at 2:30 because that is when market close, and that what you're seeing here now is the last order that came in. So if you log in by tomorrow, you see that it keeps on getting refreshed as those orders are coming in the market. So in summary, this is what we call the bids and the offer. So based on your price book or your order book, you're able to see the bids and the offer. So that is that about bids and offer.
Okay, still on the market activity history tab, is there a way to filter buy and sell orders?
So on the market activity history, is there a way to filter buy and sell? A minute, Toluwase.
Okay, no problem.
So sorry. So if you're saying on the market activity history, so earlier I said the market activity history actually shows you all the orders as they're coming in the market. So the market activity history, so you could actually see the orders as are coming in, even the buy and the sell. So and even apart from that, I said that the market activity history shows you all those orders as they're coming in. That is one. Then you are also able to see the bids and the offer. The offers now is the sell order, while the bids is the buy order. So on the market activity history, it shows you all the stocks as they are coming in, but you can actually see them on the bids and offer, where you could see them in the various category of either buy and sell. So yes, you could see them.
Okay, all right. So someone is asking, please, is this app accessible on Android phone?
Yes. Earlier I said you could go to your Play Store, which Play Store belongs to Android. You could go to your App Store for iOS users to download the Idea Trader. So, but mind you, Idea Trader it's accessible on Play Store or App Store, while the terminal itself is a web application, and the AI also is a web application. So over the years, we're looking into how we also bring all this into a mobile app so that you can actually have it on the go. Thank you.
Okay, so I have a 2-in-1 question here. Someone is asking, can we have the record of this webinar, that they would really love to go over it again? Yes, the webinar will be made available on the education tab. Abiodun earlier mentioned the education tab. So the webinar will be uploaded there before the end of the day. And another question for you, Abiodun, is how safe is one's data on your platform?
Well, so when it comes to data, one thing that we don't take for a joke in InfoWARE is data. Because I said something earlier. I said over 80% of the orders or the trades going into the market is being processed by InfoWARE application. That speaks of many things. One, our level of integrity. That's number one. And number two is, I don't know if you're familiar with what we call NDPR. We are NDPR compliant. That is, we don't joke with data, and then we keep your data with a level of security. That's number two. Then number three again is that we are not the let me say we are not the your broker is say your data, when you go on the app, you register, you sign up, your data is sitting with your with your broker. But because your broker is actually with us using our application, so we are NDPR compliant, and then the level of integrity that we have, we don't joke with data. So imagine having more than decades of market data all at the finger of your tips. I mean, like all at the tips of your finger rather. So that tells you how secure your data is and how secure your information is.
Okay, so I have another interesting question. Please, do you have Coronation Broker on IDEA Trader?
Coronation Broker. Right now, I don't think. Just a minute. I would love to speak from what I'm seeing. So right now we don't have Coronation on IDEA Trader, but one interesting thing is that you as a customer, you could reach out to your broker that yes, you've discovered this interesting application and you would love them to to be a broker that you could manage your account from IDEA Trader. And after you've even reached out, also let us know. We've been receiving mails, we've been receiving all your support. That was even what actually prompted that yes, let's have a discussion with you guys. Let's hear live feedback from you. So you could reach out to your broker that yes, you want them to sign up and then you want them to be aboard the IDEA Trader application, and then we could also follow up on your own behalf. Yes.
Okay, all right. I would love to mention something concerning the webinar record. You can also check our YouTube channel for the recording of this webinar. All right, so I have another question. Someone is saying, are the trades on the price and order book pending execution, or are they already executed trades?
Oh, okay. Earlier I said this on the price and order book, these are how those orders are coming in the market. So these are actually placed orders and then matched orders that are coming in on the price and order book. And earlier I said it is static now because this is market close. So I'll prompt all of us by tomorrow, please log into the terminal and then be on the price and order book of any particular stock. You will see those orders are coming in. They are being matched. For every offer or for every bid, there is a matching offer to it. So and vice versa. So yes.
Okay. All right. This might be the last question. If no other question comes in after this, but let's take this. How does the system determine the technical indicator?
So how does the system determine the technical indicator? So on the terminal, we have what we call trading signals. So on the trading signals, we have a whole lot of indicators that are already incorporated into the terminal. So all these, so each of these indicators have their own functionality. If you are seeing my screen right now, I don't know if I'm just sharing my screen. So if you are seeing my
yes, I can see your screen.
All right, thank you. So if you are seeing my screen right now, you are seeing all of the indicators we have on the terminal. And if you look at this left corner here, this is a metric system. What these numbers are telling you is that based on each of the indicators, say for example now, the bullish high, the 52-week high, you have 35 here. What it's saying is that on the market, it is 35 stocks that actually obeyed or fulfilled this indicator. That is, if I click on the indicator now, I will see 35 stocks inside of there. So on the terminal itself, all these indicators are already incorporated into the terminal. That is why you could go there and have access to them. So thank you.
Okay, another question. Can you give an example of how to optimally analyze a stock on the terminal to help inform trade?
Okay, so earlier I said, so one thing is that there is many approach to actually do your analysis based on how curious you are, or based on the level of information that you already have about any particular stock. Someone that is new to this whole market ecosystem will just be the one that will go to the AI GPT and ask questions that which stock can I buy, which one can I buy that will give me profit within 3 months, within 6 months, and things like that. But because from that question, I'm thinking that this question is coming from a let me say from an expert perspective, or from an expert standpoint, in the sense that you already have some stocks in mind that that you're already aware of, and based on this stock, how they perform in the market is also depending on how the company that owns that stock, how they actually performing. If a company is doing very, very well, then their stock will actually do the same way in the market. So that's one thing. That's why I say it comes with different approach to your analysis. Take for example, now you already have some stocks in mind that you want to actually that you're actually thinking of, okay, should I buy, should I not buy, should I do, should I not do? Then you take for example, okay, let's say, okay, maybe I have like 4 stocks in mind: GTCO, Access Corp, Zenith Bank, and the like. I could now, based on the fact that I already have the stocks in mind, I could go to my market view and then click on those stocks, do a drill down in them, look at their charts, go to the fundamentals. This is what we call fundamentals, equity fundamentals. Go to the fundamentals, see the financial statement. Just like I said, is how the company that owns the stock is doing. That's how best that stock is also performing. So go to the fundamentals, see their financial statements, see their quotes, see how they are doing. Is there any news around them? Take for example now, if there's a surging news about maybe about on a particular company, of course there can be a sudden surge concerning that particular stock. So all these how I put it now, all these activities are what comes together to aid how a particular stock is faring. So if you already have a stock in mind before, that's a different approach. You could come to the terminal, drill down into that particular stock. This is another thing again. Take for example now, I click on, let me just pick a random stock right now. Take for example now, I click on CAP, and then I click on the technical indicator, and I'm seeing strong buy. That means that I might want to think of, yes, I'm seeing strong buy. Let me go and buy. But based on how curious I am, I can come to InfoWARE GPT and say, just 1 minute, and say, pardon me, there's a typo there. So why this is coming up. So you analyzing the particular stock, or you actually knowing what to do on a particular stock, depends on the level of information that you already have. So take for example, someone that already has some stocks in mind will just go to the terminal and then click on that particular stock, drill down to their price book and the order book, go into their chart, go to the financial statement, understand what is happening with that stock. That is on one approach. You see now, 27 seconds is done. So you could see now. So if you go through all this analysis and all this, so it's giving you everything on why you are seeing that particular stock as a strong buy. You are seeing the dividend yield, you are seeing the current price, you are seeing the earnings, you are even seeing the beta. So let me just tell you about beta. So beta actually lets you know how risky a stock is. We have greater than 1, we have less than 1. So when your beta is greater than 1, that means that particular stock is very, very risky. But if it's less than 1, that means that it is not really risky. So that is to one approach. Another approach is someone that does not even have an understanding on any of the stocks at all. That's somebody that will now come over to the AI, start asking questions step by step. Which stock can I buy? You have a list of stocks. Okay, then you look at the stocks. You can go over to the terminal. Then go to the terminal and then look at those stocks one after the other. Look at their charts, look at their financial statements, see how they are doing. Go through the research reports, go through the analysis summary. So even the news, are there any news concerning the company that owns that stock? Are there any news that might influence how that stock is performing? The thing is that how you trade in the market is about how curious you are about any stock. The level of your curiosity will actually make you feel like, yes, let me drill down into this stock, let me understand this stock. And that is not only that, even on the IMDT, we have what we call simulated portfolio. Take for example now, you've done your research. We have what we call simulated portfolio or portfolio tracking. So you've done your research, you've done your analysis, but then you are very skeptical that what if I buy into this stock? What might happen, what might not happen? And then you're like, is there any way I can play it out? You understand? So that is where this guy comes in. It allows you to add stocks. Let me use the word virtual stocks now, like demo. It allows you to add stocks to your portfolio, and then you can monitor over something like a period of like a week, a month, or something like that. Let's say you are still kind of novice to this whole thing. So it allows you to add stocks to your portfolio, and then you're able to monitor over time. And one thing I wish to advise is that because when you are coming here, you are able to select the stock, select the price, select the units, and select the date you are actually adding it to your demo portfolio. But then the system will calculate the value for you based on the price multiplied by the unit. We always advise that add the stock with the current price so that everything, because the way the stock is behaving in here is how it's behaving in the market in real time. That's why we always say add it with the current price so that you can be able to see the actual true picture of what is happening. So, that will make you level out how you actually approach the market. So I don't know if I'll be able to answer that question very well.
Yeah, I have a 2-in-1 question here. So the
Okay.
first question is, would withdrawing from an account not be dependent on the circle? That's the first.
Circle.
Yes. That's the first question. Then secondly, how are you then able to make money to sustain your operations if there are no subscriptions, or is it through the brokers you get paid?
Okay. I think asking that question must be very, very business inclined. So, how will I put this now? So, you as a trader, let me say, so quote and unquote, apologies for this particular term, we are like the end users. You understand? You are linked with a broker. You understand? So that's what I'm saying. That is more like a business discussion. So business is more or less like business inclined. Then on the payment cycle, so it is now dependent on the broker you are connected to. I think I better understand what we call the T+0, T+1, T+2, and T+3. There are brokers that use T+3. That is when you actually sell now. When you actually sell, when you actually sell, then based on their own cycle, that is when the money will now settle in your account. So the thing is that whatever operation that your broker is carrying out on your account, on their back office, I do like, I'm trying not to be too technical. I don't know, maybe we have technical people on the call, so that I won't be too technical. Say for example, now, when you log into your mobile app for your bank, either Access Bank, any, even your OPay, when you log into your mobile app, you see your balance, but everything that is up, you are transferring money out, you are doing anything, all those things are being carried out back end by those banks. You understand? So anything, either you sell, you bought or anything, the way it is showing on your account, it is dependent on how your broker is carrying out the operation. So I don't want to go to technical, it's actually linked with API with your broker's back office and the mobile application. So that allows you to see your balance or anything that you're actually doing on the mobile app based on how they are being processed on your broker's back office. So if your broker use T+0, that means that if you sell today, and then on the market we have DCS. So now I'm doing your broker's work for you. So we have DCS, we have non-DCS. DCS is what we call direct cash settlement. So and then we have CSCS. Those are like the custodian of your portfolio. So we have what we call DCS, direct cash settlement. So DCS, if you are under DCS, it means that if you sell, it is CSCS themselves that will actually credit you your money. So, but if you are non-DCS, if you sell, it is your broker that will actually credit you your money. So if you are non-DCS, when you sell, the money settles with your broker, and then they will not actually credit your account, not your physical account now, your account with them. Then if you now log into your trader, then you now see your account balance in the dashboard. So if you sell now, it will now show in your dashboard. It is now until you now want to request for the cash that you are now able to now go there and make a cash request. So the way you get your settlement is based on the cycle that your broker is operating with, either T+0, T+1, T+2, or T+3. Thank you very much.
Okay, this is the last question I'll be taking. So I have a participant here who does not know about the Nigerian stock market. They want to know what they do there, what is security,
nice.
what is stock, how does it work, and what will cost the person to start.
Okay. Well, let me start from the later end. What will cost you to start? just like you said, you're not really familiar with the market. What will cause you to start is, let me just say, time, your determination, and how curious you are. It is the more curious you are, the more you tend to find out about things. So that is one. So, and then what will cause you to start is nothing. For you to understand all this, for you to go to the terminal. Your sign up is free, even though you don't even have an account with a broker yet. You could sign up on the IMDT, go to the education tab, watch all the videos on the functionalities of all these menus on the terminal, drill down into all these stocks, understand what a stock means. Even if you don't know what a stock means, earlier I told you that InfoWARE AI GPT answers questions primarily for the Nigerian capital market. If you go there and say, what is the best movie now? It will tell you, I am not for this. Clearly, it is primarily for the Nigerian capital market. So you could go there, start asking, and also anything we are doing in this life has their own terminologies. So, we have all these terminologies like, stock, dividend. So you could start asking those questions, understanding. It will walk you like a baby, step by step, into what each of all those terms means. You could now from there, now you now know what the stock means, you know what the price, you know what other book and things that are meaning. You could now from there come to the terminal, watch the videos, then start approaching the terminal, going to the market view, looking at the stocks, understanding their chart, adding your RSI and things like that. Then from there, you can now go ahead to go to either trader, create an even just log in with your credentials, then choose a broker, create an account with a broker, and then fund your account. That is where it now start costing you your money now. Fund your account, and then you are now able to start trading. So, but for you to get on board and for you to have an understanding of what is happening, it costs you nothing, just your time, your determination, and your curiosity to understanding what is going on in the market. So, and also, we are always available. You could also go to our support channel, our even our social account channel. To go there, ask any questions that you have, and then we are always ready to provide feedback. We've been seeing all your questions. That's why I felt like, yes, I think we need to come together, get your feedbacks, and relate together. And believe me, I believe you, you will always see more of this. This is just the starting point. You always see more of this. Even my colleague will let you know even more of the session that we're going to be having. She will shed more light on that before the end of the session. So thank you very much, Toluwase.
Thank you, Abiodun. I'm seeing more questions, but please, we can't answer more questions. But what we are going to do is we have the social chat. Abiodun mentioned that earlier. You could drop your question there. Your question should be answered. Thank you very much, everyone. Thank you, Abiodun. Thank you for your time. Thank you for taking time out to answer these questions. Thank you, everyone, for joining us today. We truly value your time. We value your contributions. And just to let you know, we'll be hosting a live session on Twitter soon. Very, very soon. I'll be doing this with trusted market analysts. And we have Mr. Charles and Mr. Akpifo on the call with us today. They'll be the one to be hosting this session, and they'll be providing extensive analysis of how the market is currently doing. Follow us on our social media pages for more updates to keep up with our updates. Until next time, stay smart, stay informed. Thank you very much. Thank you to all the participants. Thank you to Abiodun. Thank you very much for answering those questions. And if you also need more clarification, please do not hesitate to send us a mail. Thank you very much. See you in our next webinar session. Thank you.